Join us in Season 6 as we travel some of the Karoo regions of South Africa.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.
In this episode, we focus on the vast open landscapes of the Tankwa Karoo National Park. We take a loop up Gannaga Pass through the Roggeveld Karoo to Middelpos and Sutherland, and then travel down the majestic Ouberg Pass back into Tankwa Karoo.
A great big welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you for following along. We are extremely excited to bring to you Season 6, which covers the most spectacular Karoo regions of South Africa. We have had the most incredible time traveling into areas that we were not familiar with, and it really is a very, very, very special part of our country.
Yeah, we stuck away from all of the main tar roads as much as we possibly could and took many of the back gravel roads and small two-spur tracks that travel through farms with lots of gates.
And we are really looking forward to rolling out these fantastic episodes to you.
The expansive semi-arid Karoo regions of South Africa's interior are mostly known as the Great Karoo, noted for its wide open spaces, and the Little Karoo, distinguished by fertile valleys and mountain ranges such as the Swartberg and the Outeniqua Mountains. The Karoo spans across the Western, Northern and Eastern Cape provinces and includes historic towns like Beaufort West, Loxton, New Bethesda, Prince Albert and Sutherland in the Roggeveld Karoo with its exceptionally dark, star-filled night skies. We visited many of the sub-regions of the Karoo like Tankwa, Hantam, Roggeveld, the Great Karoo, Coop Karoo, Karoo Heartland and of course the Klein Karoo. Our 3-week journey starts with a short trip up the N1 to Rawsonville. We've done Bainskloof Pass many times before, so I thought we'd go via the mountainous Slanghoek Wine Valley region. Then through Ceres onto the R46 to join the gravel R355 into the Tankwa Karoo.
We've just hit the gravel en route to Tankwa Karoo National Park. Craig has just let down tire pressures. We are extremely excited to go to the park. Neither of us has ever been there before, and I believe it's absolutely beautiful. We've been doing a little bit of research on the area. The cottage that we've booked is Elandsberg, self-catering. It looks lovely on their website, so it is part of Sandparks, of course. And we're just going to have a fantastic time filming in that whole area. We'll do lots of little short trips in and about the national park, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We haven't actually planned any of the routes for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Deliberately.
So deliberately, yeah. What I have done is just given us day 1 and 2, because I'm going to be using the Tracks4Africa trip planner. And inside Tankwa Karoo National Park there is no signal whatsoever, so I won't be able to access the trip planner to plan our routes from there. So I've planned day 1 and 2. Day 1 obviously is just getting us to Elandsberg, and then day 2 I thought we might do a loop up Gannaga Pass and around through Sutherland for a refuel, and then back down Ouberg Pass and back into the Tankwa National Park again. And then when we exit, we'll probably exit out the north and go towards Hantam Karoo. So we're going to cover all of the Karoos in the next 3 weeks or so, and we're going to make it up as we go along. There is no fixed plan, there is no booked accommodation other than tonight, and we'll pretty much book as we go and make the route up as we go. Traveling as high up as Victoria West and New Bethesda before coming back down into the Klein Karoo and finishing on the Route 62 some 3 weeks later.
So we're at the junction now, which is the southern entrance to the Tankwa National Park. And I wasn't going to do this road because it says on Tracks4Africa it's quite stony. And also it says that this road, will perish your tires. So I decided to go the long way up and all the way back down again. But in retrospect, it's not too late in the day. It's 1:45. Tankwa Patstal was closed, so we didn't waste any time there. So I think we actually are going to go in one of the southern entrances into the park. It'll give us an opportunity actually to see a lot more of the park than if we continued past and came in the north gate. So it turns out it was a pretty good decision to take this road. Obviously, it's just been upgraded. I mean, we're looking at the road now, and it's been scraped all the way from the R355, and we've probably come in a good 40 kilometers, and the road is in absolute pristine condition. So we've done an update on the Tracks4Africa guide app to update the road surface, to say that it's now in absolutely fantastic condition. But, you know, it is like the 5th of November, so depending how much traffic this road gets, it might deteriorate again. But certainly all of the flood damage that was here has been fixed, and it's absolutely fantastic. There's no rocks, there's no stones. It's really in fantastic condition.
From reception, the Elandsberg chalets are a further 19 kilometers into the park. There is no Wi-Fi or cell phone reception. Fortunately, when we travel, I always carry an Iridium sat phone with me, which can also send SMS messages and retrieve emails.
The chalets here at Elandsberg in Tankwa Karoo are absolutely, I mean, they are incredible. Unexpectedly, they look great in the pictures, but when we arrived, it's just massive and super well equipped and just beautiful, very far apart from each other. You know, you can't really see the other buildings. You can see a chimney there and maybe a bit of a wall there, but it's they're all very far apart from each other. So incredible privacy. And look at this view.
Of course, we couldn't wait to jump into our private pool, but first I needed to remove a few drowned bees and other bugs. We spent the afternoon filming the mountains and planning our next day's route. We didn't spot a lot of game in the park, but we were visited by a few lonely springbuck. The 1,436 square kilometer Tankwa Karoo National Park is on the border of the Northern and Western Cape within the dry succulent Karoo habitat. The succulent Karoo and Cape Floral Kingdom are recognized as biodiversity hotspots by Conservation International. More than 30 species of mammals inhabit the area, along with 187 identified species of birds. One thing to remember is that there is no petrol whatsoever or diesel anywhere in the Tankwa Karoo area. In the national park, and anything from Ceres to Calfinia. So Middelpos used to have petrol, but it stopped a few years ago. So it's really only Ceres and Sutherland and Calfinia. That's it. So in the entire Tankwa Karoo area, there isn't any fuel you could buy. So you do need to come in with a jerry can, especially us Jimny guys with small tanks, 35 liters. Plus 20, so that's enough. I mean, I've just filled the tank now and there's still 5 liters in the jerry can. Our plan for today is we are going to do a loop out of the park. We're going to go up Gannaga Pass, through Middelpos, and we're going to go to Sutherland. And then we're going to refuel in Sutherland, have lunch in Sutherland, and then we're going to make our way along and down the incredible Ouberg Pass. Now, Ouberg Pass is one of those that is not as popular as something maybe like Swartberg Pass, because it's not as easy accessible as Swartberg Pass. But in my mind, of all of the passes in the Western and Northern and Eastern Cape, which there are probably more than 180 passes, Ouberg Pass is certainly one of the most spectacular views of all of the passes on the Garden Route and in the Northern Cape and Eastern Cape. It really is. I mean, Swartberg Pass is well known and it's beautiful and twisty, but Ouberg Pass is rugged, and most times going up you probably need a four-wheel drive. Going down you don't. But I've done both of these passes on motorcycles, and I mean, these kinds of areas are adventure motorcycle and 4x4 paradise. Here at Elandsberg, there's an emergency radio. Because there's no cell phone signal whatsoever, just here at the cabins when you come in is an emergency radio which you can call reception. You can actually hear them speaking on the radio right now.
So that's good to know. If you ever have a problem, you can simply pick up the radio and call reception if there's an issue, which I think is a really great thing to have in a remote area like this.
On the road heading out of the park, I noticed a large yellow Cape Cobra on the gravel, and as we drove past it, it stood up. From the safety of my 2-meter long action camera pole, I managed to get some great close-ups of the Cobra.
Wow, that was amazing. We just saw it on the side of the road, and as we drove past, it stood up. Beautiful yellow Cape Cobra. It's still going. I was hoping it would stand up in the road, but you know, they rather just want to get away. They don't really want to be interfered with, which is probably what we're going to do, is just leave it.
Gannaga Pass was constructed by the Cape Colonial's Public Works Department between 1896 and 1897 under Robert Bromley. It features centuries-old dry-packed stone walls without cement. This dramatic gravel road links the Tankwa Karoo to the Roggeveld Escarpment and is known for its 45 bends and stunning views. Gannaga Pass is still inside the Tankwa Karoo National Park, so unfortunately tracking the Jimny with my drone is prohibited. It's 80 kilometers from Middelpos to Sutherland on the R354. The gravel is in generally good condition, but in the last 2 years a portion has been tarred, so currently the final 35 kilometers into Sutherland is no longer gravel. Our plan for Sutherland was to refuel and have lunch at die Boergat, then head off down Ouberg Pass and back into the Tankwa Karoo National Park. Sutherland, located on the western Roggeveld Plateau, has a population of approximately 3,000 residents. It was founded in 1855 as a church and market town to serve the area's local sheep farmers. By 1872, the town had a population of 138 citizens living in 19 houses. The large Dutch Reformed church in the center of Sutherland was built in 1899. Sutherland is most well known for the South African Large Telescope. It is a facility of the South African Astronomical Observatory. Die Boergat restaurant and bar is a well-known watering hole amongst adventure bikers and gravel travelers looking for hearty meals and ice-cold drinks. It's a vintage-style diner showcasing an eclectic mix of old farming implements and vehicles. Die Boergat also offers accommodation, and we had planned to book 2 nights there later in our trip. We plan to explore Sutherland more at a later stage when we visit the Untitled Karoo region. With our bellies full and fuel supply replenished, we left Sutherland and took the Boer Visrivier turnoff onto the gravel road and headed for Ouberg Pass. About 13 kilometers further, I noticed something strange around the farm dam. Flamingos. Yes, pink flamingos. Who would have thought that one would find flamingos in the Karoo Highlands? But apparently, this is common when water levels allow for their feeding. Ouberg Pass in our sights, we prepared for one of the most spectacular vistas in the Karoo Highlands. Ouberg Pass is 45 kilometers from Sutherland on the Boer-Visrivier gravel road. From the summit, at 1400 meters above sea level, the 10.4 kilometer pass has a height difference of 820 meters from the valley below. 4x4 and high clearance is recommended when traveling up the pass, but descending it's not required. First or second gear engine braking is recommended when descending to avoid overheating your brakes. We found using low range second and third to be a bit slow. It was unfortunately far too windy to safely track the vehicle with my drone down the pass. With Ouberg Pass now behind us, we had about 80 kilometers of fairly fast roads taking us back into the Tankwa Karoo National Park. It was a long and hot 6-hour driving day, and we were looking forward to the pool at Elandsberg Chalet. In the next episode, we travel north into the Untitled Karoo region surrounding Calvinia and explore the backcountry roads. We travel further south into the Roggeveld Karoo and Sutherland for a 2-night stay. And we sink our teeth into succulent certified Untitled Karoo lamb.